Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our daily Srimad Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, daily Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, last couple of days, we are unable to continue our Srimad Bhagavatam class due to some service of temple regarding Seva. So, today onwards, where we left the slokas, so we'll start continue Srimad Bhagavatam. So, mm, we read Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto 11th chapter. Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. So today we will read from slok number 14. So before reading, we will recite Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naranchaiva narottamam deving saraswating vyasam tato jayamudiraet nashtaprayeshu avadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati nishtiki mukam karti vachalam pungum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Sri Gurun Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Om Tatsat Namayom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakticharu Swami Niti Namine Snigdha Cheta Supranito Bhagvinam Charasaputam Prabhupada Prana Nomi Bhakticharu Padam Namayom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mukam Karati Vachalam Kumbham Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Sri Gurun Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Om Tatsat. We can see Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto 11th chapter, sloka number 4. Swayambhu Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. 4.11.4. Stigma Tadane Slimukhair Itastata Punya Jana Upadruta Tam Avaidavan Kupita Yuddha Suparnam Unnadha Bana Iva Haya. Translation. Those sharp arrows dismayed enemy soldiers who became almost unconscious, but various yakshas on the battlefield, in a rage against Dhruva Maharaj, somehow or other, collected their weapons and attacked. Just as serpents agitated by Garuda rushed towards Garuda with upraised hoods, all the yaksha soldiers prepared to overcome Dhruva Maharaj with their upraised weapons. Slok 5. तन्ना प्रसक्तैर अविधवत मृधे निकृता बहुरु शिरोधरो दरान निनाय लोकम परम अर्कमंडलम व्रजान्ति निर्विद्या यम उरुध्वारिताशा. Translation. Dhruva Maharaj saw the yakshas coming forward. He immediately took his arrows and cut the enemies to pieces, separating their arms, legs, heads, and bellies from their bodies. We delivered the yakshas to the planetary system, which is situated above the sun globe and which is attainable only by first-class brahmacharis who have never discharged their semen. Purport: to be killed by the Lord or by his devotees is auspicious for non-devotees. The yakshas were killed indiscriminately by Dhruva Maharaj, but they attained the planetary system attainable only for brahmacharis who never discharged their semen. As the impersonalist Gyanis or the demons killed by the Lord attain Brahma Loka or Satya Loka. Persons killed by a devotee of the Lord also attain Satya Loka. To reach the Satya Loka planetary system described here, one has to be elevated above the sun globe. Killing, therefore, is not always bad. If the killing is done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotee or in great sacrifices, it is for the benefit of the entity killed in that way. Material so-called non-violence is very insignificant in comparison to killing done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees. Even when a king or the state government kills a person who is a murderer, that killing is for the benefit of the murderer, for thus he may become cleared of all sinful reactions. An important word is in this verse is Urdhvaretasa, which means brahmacharis who have never discharged semen. Celibacy is so important that even though one does not undergo any austerities, penances, or ritualistic ceremonies prescribed in the Vedas, if one simply keeps himself a pure brahmachari, not discharging his semen, the result is that after death he goes to the Satyaloka. Sex life is the cause of all miseries in this material world. In the Vedic civilization, sex life is restricted in various ways. Out of the whole population, out of the whole population of the social structure, only the grihasthas are allowed restricted sex life. All others refrain from sex. The people of this age, especially do not know the value of not discharging semen. As such, they are variously entangled with material qualities and suffer an existence of struggle only. The word Urdhva Retasa specially indicates the Mayavadi sannyasis who undergo strict principles of austerity. But in the Bhagavad Gita 8.16, the Lord says that even if one goes up to the Brahma Loka, he again comes back. Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartina Arjuna. Therefore, actual mukti or liberation can be attained only by devotional service. Because by devotional service, one can go above Brahma Loka or to the spiritual world, wherefrom he never comes back. Mayavadi sannyasis are very proud of becoming liberated, but actual liberation is not possible unless one is in touch with the Supreme Lord in devotional service. It is said, Harire Virana Mrityam Taranti. Without Krishna's mercy, no one can have liberation. Text 6. Tanhanyamanan aviviksha guihakan anagasaschitra rathena bhurisa उत्तानपादिं कृपया पितामहो Manurjagat Upagata Saharsivi. Translation. When Swayambhu Manu saw that his grandson Dhruva Maharaj was killing so many of the Yakshas who were not actually offenders, out of his great compassion, he approached Dhruva with great sages to give him good instruction. But Dhruva Maharaj attacked Alkapuri, the city of the Yakshas, because his brother was killed by one of them. Actually, only one of the citizens, not all of them, was guilty of killing his brother. Uttama, Uttama Dhruva Maharaj, of course, took a very serious step when his brother was killed by the Yakshas. War was declared and the fighting was going on. This sometimes happens in present days also. For one man's fault, a whole state is sometimes attacked. This kind of wholesale attack is not approved by Manu, the father and lawgiver of the human race. He therefore wanted to stop his grandson Dhruva from continuing to kill the Yaksha citizens who were not offenders. Text 7. Manu Uvacha. Alam alam basatiro sena tamodware na papmana yena punya janan etan avadhistvam anagasa. Translation: Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is the path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing yakshas. You are actually not offenders." Purport: in this verse, the word Atirosena means with unnecessary anger. When Dhruva Maharaj went beyond the limits of necessary anger, his grandfather, Swayambhu Manu, immediately came to protect him from further sinful action. From this, we can understand that killing is not bad, but when killing is done unnecessarily or when an offenseless person is killed, such killing opens the path to hell. Dhruva Maharaj was saved from such sinful action because he was a great devotee. A Kshatriya is allowed to kill only for maintenance of the law and order of the state. He is not allowed to kill or commit violence without reason. Violence is certainly path leading to a hellish condition of life, but it is also required for maintenance of the law and order of the state. Here, Lord Manu prohibited Dhruva Maharaj from killing the Yakshas because only one of them was punishable for killing his brother, Uttama. Not all of the Yaksha citizens were punishable. We find in modern warfare, however, that attacks are made upon innocent citizens who are without fault. According to the law of Manu, such warfare is a most sinful activity. Furthermore, at the present moment, civilized nations are unnecessarily maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. When a nation is attacked by its enemies, the wholesale slaughter of the citizens should be taken as a reaction to their own sinful activities. That is nature's law. Text 8. Nasmat kulo sitam tata karmaitat sad vigarhitam vadoyad upadevanam arabdhaste vritanasam. Translation: My dear son, the killing of the sinless yakshas which you have undertaken is not at all approved by authorities, and it does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of religion and irreligion. Text 9. Nanava ekasya paradhena prasangad bahavo hata ritur riturvadavitaptena tava yanga vritirvatsala. Translation: My dear son, it has been proved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother and are greatly aggrieved at his being killed by the Yakshas. But just consider, for one Yakshas offense, you have killed many others who are innocent. Text 10. Nayam margo hi sadhunam Rishikeshanuvartinam Yad Atmanam Paragriha Pasuvad Bhuta Vaishasam. Translation: One should not accept the body as the self and thus, like the animals, kill the bodies of others. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: The words Sadhunam, Rishikeshanuvartinam are very significant. Sadhu means a saintly person, but who is a saintly person? Who is a saintly person? A saintly person is he, he follows the path of rendering service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hishikesha. In the Narad Pancharatra, it is said, Hisikena Hishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate. The process of rendering favorable service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead with one's sense is called bhakti or devotional service. Therefore, why should a person who is already engaged in the service of the Lord engage himself in personal sense gratification? Dhruva Maharaj is advised here by Lord Manu that since he is a pure servitor of the Lord, why should we unnecessarily engage? Like the animals in the bodily concept of life, an animal thinks that the body of another animal is food. Therefore, in the bodily concept of life, one animal attacks another. Human being, especially one who is a devotee of the Lord, should not act like this. Sadhu, essentially devotee, is not supposed to kill animals unnecessarily. Text 11. Sarvabhutatma bhavena Bhutavasam Harim Bhavam Duradhyam Vishnustat Paramam Padam. Translation: it is very difficult to achieve the spiritual abode of Hari in the Vaikuntha planets, but you are so fortunate that you are already destined to go to that abode by worshipping Him as the supreme abode of all living entities. Purport: the material bodies, all living entities cannot exist unless sheltered by the spirit soul and the super soul. The spirit soul is dependent on the super soul who is present even within the atom. Therefore, since anything material or spiritual is completely dependent on the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord is referred to here as Bhutavasa. Dhruva Maharaj is as a Kshatriya. As a Kshatriya could have argued with his grandfather Manu when Manu requested him to stop fighting. But even though Dhruva could have argued that as a Kshatriya it was his duty to fight with the enemy, he was informed that since every living entity is a residence of the Supreme Lord and can be considered a temple of the Lord, the unnecessary killing of any living entity is not permitted. Slok 12. Satam harir anudhyatas tatpumsam api sammata katham tava avadyam kritvan anusikshan satam vratam. Translation: because you are a pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you and you are always recognized by all his confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised. Why have you undertaken such an abominable task? Purport: Dhruva Maharaj was a pure devotee and was accustomed to always thinking of the Lord. Reciprocally, the Lord always thinks of those pure devotees who think of Him only 24 hours a day. As a pure devotee does not know anything beyond the Lord, so the Lord does not know anything beyond his pure devotee. Swayambhu Manu pointed out this fact to Dhruva Maharaj. Not only are you a pure devotee, but you are recognized by all pure devotees of the Lord. You should always act in such an exemplary way that others may learn from you. Under the circumstances, it is surprising that you have killed so many faultless yaksas. Text 13. Titiksaya karunaya Maitriya cha khilayantusu Samatvena cha sarvatma Bhagavan samprasidati. Translation: Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. But it is the duty of an advanced devotee in the second stage of devotional perfection to act in accordance with his words. There are three stages of devotional life. In the lowest stage, a devotee is simply concerned with the deity in the temple, and he worships the Lord with great devotion according to rules and regulations. In the second stage, the devotee is cognizant of his relationship with the Lord. His relationship with fellow devotees, his relationship with persons who are innocent, and his relationship with persons who are envious. Sometimes devotees are ill-treated by envious persons. It is advised that an advanced devotee should be tolerant. He should show complete mercy to persons who are ignorant or innocent. A preacher devotee is meant to show mercy to innocent persons whom he can elevate to devotional service. Everyone by constitutional position is an eternal servant of God. Therefore, a devotee's business is to awaken everyone's Krishna consciousness. That is his mercy. As for a devotee's treatment of other devotees who are his equals, he should maintain friendship with them. His general view should be to see every living entity as part of the Supreme Lord. Different living entities appear in different forms of dress. But according to the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, a learned person sees all living entities equally. Such treatment by the devotee is very much appreciated by the Supreme Lord. It is therefore said that a saintly person is always tolerant and merciful. He is a friend to everyone, never an enemy to anyone, and is peaceful. These are some of the good qualities of a devotee. Look number 14. Samprasanna Bhagavati Purusa Prakitir Gunai Vimukto Jiva Nirmukto Brahma Nirvana Marichati. Translation: one who actually satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead during one's lifetime becomes liberated from the gross and subtle material conditions. Thus, being freed from all material modes of nature, he achieves unlimited spiritual bliss. One who actually satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead during one's lifetime becomes liberated from the gross and subtle material conditions. Thus, being freed from all material modes of nature, he achieves unlimited spiritual bliss. Purport: in the previous verse, it has been explained that one should treat all living entities with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. By such behavior, one satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and upon his satisfaction, the devotee immediately becomes free from all material conditions. The Lord also confirms this in the Bhagavad Gita. Anyone who sincerely and seriously engages in my service immediately becomes situated in the transcendental stage wherein he can enjoy unlimited spiritual bliss. Everyone in this material world is struggling hard in order to achieve blissful life. Unfortunately, people do not know how to achieve it. Atheists do not believe in God, and certainly they do not please Him. Here it is clearly said that upon pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one immediately attains to the spiritual platform and enjoys unlimited blissful life. To become free from material existence means to become free from the influence of material nature. The word samprasanne, which is used in this verse, means being satisfied. A person should act in such a way that the Lord is satisfied by the activity. It is not that he himself is to be satisfied. Of course, when the Lord is satisfied, the devotee automatically becomes satisfied. This is the secret of the process of Bhakti Yoga. Outside of Bhakti Yoga, everyone is trying to satisfy himself. No one is trying to satisfy the Lord. Karmis grossly try to satisfy their senses. But even those who are elevated to the platform of knowledge also try to satisfy themselves. In a subtle form, karmis try to satisfy themselves by sense gratification, and jnanis try to satisfy themselves by subtle activities or mental speculation and thinking themselves to be God. Yogis also try to satisfy themselves by thinking that they can achieve different mystic perfections. But only devotees try to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devotees' process of self-realization is completely different from the process of the karmis, jnanis, and yogis. Everyone else is trying to satisfy himself, whereas the devotee tries only to satisfy the Lord. The devotional process is completely different from the others. By working to please the Lord is by engaging his senses in the Lord's loving service. The devotee is immediately situated on the transcendental platform and he enjoys unlimited blissful life. So today we stop here. So tomorrow we'll continue from this slope 15. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। पद पावन शिल गुरु महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। जनिताय कोटि